Hey guys, as usual, we're just waiting to start the stream. I started this one a little bit late though, just a couple minutes, so we just get straight into it pretty quickly. Don't know how this one's gonna turn out. Like what could possibly happen here, or if we're gonna have the multiple story kind of thing happening. This is like an hour and 8 minutes, so maybe the story just is that long, I don't know. Or maybe there will be multiple stories in just this one video. Not a mukbang again. I don't know if she's just gonna stop doing that from now. I would have to like look at the playlist and see what's in front of this to see if she's still doing mukbangs like in the future, but I don't know. There's something I wanted to say, but I forgot what it was. Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more reactions after dark, and we are of course going to be watching She Married a List Actor to Steal All His Money, then ran away with his agent, obviously by Stephanie Sue. I don't know if this is going to be like the last rad video that I do for a while, because I have said many times that I am moving, so I think it's finally time to put a pause on these videos for now, and then we can come back to them once we are done doing all that stuff. So yeah, probably the last video for this last Chinaverse / Rotten Mango video, probably just like the last red video period. For who knows how many days, we'll have to see. Unless something ends up changing, then we're gonna put a hold on that for a while. But yeah, like I was saying in the waiting screen, I don't know what could be happening here. I don't know if there's gonna be multiple stories or what's going on with this. Like, it could just be one, but like it's pretty straightforward, right? Woman marries a guy, steals money, leaves with the agent. I feel like that's pretty cut and dry, right? So I don't know if we can milk an hour and 8 minutes out of that scenario, but I guess we will end up seeing.
Quack quack. Am I accidentally manifesting something that I don't want? Because I can't stop talking about divorce on this channel. The word divorce is probably my most searched word of 2024. Like, it's gonna be on my Spotify Wrapped. Am I trying to live through these stories? Because please, this story sounds like my absolute worst nightmare. But listen, today's case is genuinely so shocking. I think I was up until 1 a.m. scrolling Weibo. This is like Chinese Twitter. I don't speak Chinese, but I was like a dog in heat. I was auto-translating these posts.
I was not expecting that. What?
These juicy, spicy plot developments. My husband woke up at one point and he sees me in the middle of the night. My phone brightness is all the way down, like I'm doing something illegal, like I'm doing something nasty. And he sees me looking like a little rat with my eye bags down in my chin. And he's all, honey, what are you doing right now? And this is what I was doing. So I'm here to tell you about it, even though he pretty much knows this story. But I'm gonna, just, can you act surprised? Can you act like you don't know what's going on? Do you know what's going on?
It's been a while, so
Okay.
I could use a refresher.
Okay, good. Because it starts with a woman named Ma Rong. I'm gonna call her Mara. She's in a hospital. We're just gonna drop you into it. She's the patient. She's in the hospital bed. She does not look okay. She's got bruises on her face. She's got cuts on her hands. She looks like she's been through some shit. But the vibes are really strange. This does not look like your run-of-the-mill, normal, K-drama, white van hit-and-run situation. First of all, Mara's hospital room is full of news reporters, and Mara is cowering in her hospital bed. She's shaking like a wet Pomeranian puppy, and she's talking to them in this weak, tearful, frail voice. And Mara is telling these reporters that her husband held her hostage and beat her for the past 7 hours. 7?
Yeah, I was gonna like say, what are we gonna assume she's saying here? I'd assume it's gonna be that, but like, is she telling the truth? Is she lying?
Okay, hold on. If we are laughing throughout this, just wait, okay?
Yeah. No, I'm not laughing because someone got.
Yeah, no. Just you wait. Like, we're gonna be laughing at really inappropriate moments, but it's all gonna make sense at the very end, okay?
I'm guessing it's because like maybe she's lying and this isn't what actually happened, or who knows? Something not messed up happened.
So, anyways, held her hostage and beat her for 7 hours. The reporters, they're foaming at the mouth. I mean, obviously, they're sad for Mara, but they're more happy for themselves. It's sick, it's twisted, but Mara's husband is a huge A-list Chinese actor. This man, he's seasoned. He's been in the industry for the past 25 years, and this woman is in the hospital. They shouldn't be smiling right now. They're trying to keep it serious. The reporters are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to you. I feel like most of you guys haven't even been alive for 25 years, okay? So for 25 years straight, this man has rarely had any scandals. He has been so beloved. He is an icon. And for almost half that time, he was known as the perfect husband.
Why is she assuming that her... I guess you can talk about her fans. Like, all her fans are under 25 years old? I mean, she has the analytics, so she can tell. I don't know what mine are. It's been a while since I've looked at the analytics.
Was married to Mara for the past 10 years. They've got 2 cute little children together, and recently they just announced their divorce. And it's about to get really, really, really nasty. Mara is laying in the hospital bed explaining that she went over to her husband's house to see the kids because they've been living apart. But instead of letting her see her children, Mara said that he and 4 other accomplices kept her in the house and beat her for 7 hours straight. She honestly could have died in there. She's laying there and she's telling the reporters in this weak, tiny little voice, he said he wanted to kill me. The reporters are leaning in, making sure, did we catch that?
Really? I want to see... Like, is she, like, really beat up or no? I can't tell. Because it's, like, too blurry. Like, there's some red on her left cheek. And... since she's saying this is, like, we don't have to take this too seriously. Like, there's some red here. I don't know if that's some red. I don't know. But she's saying she's being beaten for 7 hours, and she kind of looks fine, question mark. I feel like if not 7 people, but she's said a handful of people, right? Her husband and accomplices, question mark, beat her up for 7 hours, and she doesn't look too worse for wear, question mark. Again, so what happens?
The reporters are leaning in, making sure, did we catch that? Did you get this? They're holding their breath. Tell us more, so we can milk this celebrity domestic violence case. Tell us more. No, yeah, it's really messed up. But as they're waiting for this next part, holding their breath, Mara shuts her mouth, looks away, and just stares off blankly into the room. She's done talking. That's it. Nothing more. She's not going to talk to reporters or even doctors anymore. In fact, she's like, I need to be discharged from this hospital. And everyone is like, what the hell is going on? She's like, right now, I need to leave right now. The doctors are staring at each other like, are we even allowed to let her go? If she's been assaulted for the past 7 hours, should she even be allowed to walk at this point? When they bring that up to her, she's like, yeah, okay, fine. No big deal. She ends up covering her head with a white blanket and getting piggybacked out of this hospital. And I'm smiling because what the f is happening right now?
Yeah, like, who is the person who's running her out of there? Like, who just, like, kidnapped her? Like, who is that?
Going to try to describe this.
The agent? If I had to take a guess? Question mark?
Footage as best as possible, but it's just so bizarre. I thought I was watching this video on 20 times speed. The man piggybacking her out of the hospital is just speed running through the building, going up the escalators 2 steps at a time. He's not even grunting. Nobody's really saying anything. In fact, it's weirdly silent. The reporters are just chasing after her in silence.
Shouldn't there be like Benny Hill music playing during that? I mean, they did have like possibly silly music playing, but I'd expected Benny Hill.
After her in silence.
Yeah, there's some like slight chimes in the background, but no, it needs Benny Hill, right?
You can literally hear sneakers squeaking on the hospital tile floor. And she's just bobbing side to side because he's running fast while he's piggybacking her, this random man, okay? And she's bobbing side to side in silence
With a
towel covering her head.
Yeah.
Because she's like, no pictures, no reporters, no comment, please. Until they get to the parking lot, and then she's thrown into a Maserati and whisked away. They just drive out of that hospital. The craziest part about this story, though, is you would think that this story is about Mara's husband who's gonna get canceled, right? Thrown into prison, charge and handcuff that man, wipe him off the internet, black box on his face in shows and movies. The man who was accused of domestic abuse, you would think that he's gonna get canceled, right? But instead, Mara gets canceled. The story is so crazy. There are 7,000 plot twists. There's $7 million on the line. There's voodoo dolls and a cuck chair.
Well, I was about to be like, what do you mean $7 million and like voodoo? But then she brought up the chair. Like, what? Where's the chair coming in out of that? Like, what?
There are 7,000 plot twists. There's $7 million.
Though I guess it makes sense if we're saying she ran away with the agent.
Dollars on the line. There's voodoo dolls and a cuck chair involved. You heard me. I'm not gonna repeat a cuck chair. I repeated myself. It's wild. But before I spill all the tea, I just have to say that my shoes have.
And here comes the ad for shoes. Yeah, I'm guessing those are the shoes that are water resistant or hydrophobic, I guess. It's the word. Yeah, the Vessies, yeah.
Get your pair today to get an automatic 15% off your first purchase at checkout and be ready to stay cool and stay dry. And thank you, Vessi, for sponsoring today's video. And let me tell you about the story that destroyed most of my shoes. We are talking about one of the biggest actors in China today. I believe he's a huge household name. His name is Wang Baochang.
Wang Baochang.
Wang Baochang. I'm going to call him Wang.
Why is there so many Wangs? Is this like the third Wang that we've gone over? Is Wang like the #1 Chinese name?
No, you know what? I'm gonna call him Will because he's got that willpower. And also, some people compared him to Will Smith.
Will Smith? Is this before or after his fall? Question mark. If we want to refer to it as that. This was a year ago. I feel like that had already happened, right? Him going on stage, right? And I guess it is actually it's actually more similar than I would assume. Then actually, oh Wong. Well. Famous, not famous, but most common last name then, most common family name is Wang. But yeah, the Will Smith thing, like not even like the on the stage thing. I'm guessing this is very close to that. I understand like the Will Smith analogy since isn't like Jada Pinkett Smith is his wife, right? That's her name. She was kind of putting Will in the chair. Right? Because then she like mess around with other guys and he knows about it and there's nothing he can do about it, but he's still with her? Question mark. So I feel like this is actually kind of similar to that story. Then it just she didn't run off with whoever she was messing around with, and they're still married, right? Will and Jada. Just she got the cheat for free, I think.
You're gonna see in a second. You're gonna see in a fucking second, okay? But I digress. Will has been acting for over 25 years, and I can't even compare him to an American actor, even though I just said Will Smith. Just like hold on, because it wouldn't do it justice.
So he's not cute. He's not cute. Like that just to show how good of an actor he is.
Yeah, I would say he's not conventionally attractive.
Yeah, he's not cute.
Okay,
But
well-
he's a good actor. That's he is all about skills.
Yes, he's about his talent.
Yes.
Will's been in the industry for so long that a whole generation of people literally grew up with this man. I mean, maybe even 2 generations. So like, you just had to be there. It's not just about his movie roles or his success. There is this layer of nostalgia with Will. Millions of people are emotionally invested in this man and his whole career. But
I can't stop thinking about Will Smith when she says Will. Like I'm not thinking about this man. When she says Will, I keep just thinking she's talking about Will Smith now.
One of the things that people love most about Will is just how humble he is. A lot of the times, these male actors who are on top of their game, they're really cocky, especially if they've been in the game for 25 years. They're gonna be out here trying to grab podcast mics and give advice on how to live life. Exactly like this channel. Someone take this mic away from me at this point. Anyway, a lot of really famous male celebrities think they're the shit. They think they're way too good to settle down. They would rather date girls who are literally 30% of their age. But Will is not like that. He actually never dated anyone until he met his wife, Mara. And Mara's not even a celebrity. She was this humble girl from a middle-class background. Honestly, a nobody. This is a fanfic level love story here. They met during one of Will's interviews back when he was just an up-and-coming author. And it just seemed like such a cute, wholesome relationship. They would be married for 10 years, which is a lot for a celebrity couple. I feel like that's 9 years longer than most celebrity couples. I mean, some of these celebrities be married for like 120 days. I'm making sure that we've been married for longer than that. Will and Mara initially seem wholesome, but after a while, netizens start noticing some weird vibes. They start doing what they do. They start picking apart these tiny little things in their relationship and guessing, now, what do we think that means? What
Okay, so how much are we gonna get out of it? Also, I'm just barely noticing that the goose is in the background here.
do we think, you guys? So for example, you would think this is an A-list actor, married for 10 years, would probably have a ton of videos with his wife, at red carpets, at premieres, or what have you, but there's almost no photos of the couple together. Which, okay, fine. Maybe they're a very private couple. Maybe Mara doesn't like the spotlight because she's not even a celebrity to begin with, right? But the only photos of Will and Mara that you can find on the internet are weird. They're weird. I don't want to
That is kind of like,
judge, but I would never leave the house if this was a photo of us on the internet. Like, the pictures are slightly creepy, is what netizens thought. They are photos from the 2018 Cannes Film Festival, which is the biggest event in the movie industry in the entire world, period.
What about the marriage photos that we just saw? I thought that counts, doesn't it? I mean,
it happens every
I guess it's not like in public, but
year in France. I think it recently just happened, but it's an international film festival, which means they play movies from all over the world. The biggest celebrities from like 20 different countries are all gonna be there. It's one of those events where you can't even just show up. You have to be invited. And Will is famous enough to be invited. He's there with his wife, Mara, which is really rare to see Will in public events with his wife. But it seems like it seems like they should be having fun, right? There are some fun photos of them while Will is on his knee and is showing off his wife like he's a fucking parenthesis. It's kind of giving that iconic Will Smith and Jada red carpet photo. Do you know?
why is this guy just literally just a 1-for-1 of Will Smith at this point? Like, why are the parallels so crazy? Outside of like them still being together, and this guy, I'm assuming getting divorced. So it says she ran away with this agent. Like running away doesn't necessarily imply that they got divorced. She could have like ran away while they're still married, and I don't know. Does she need to be there to get the divorce or what? Like if she runs away forever and never shows back up, is he just stuck in marriage? I don't know how that works. I don't know the semantics behind that. But yeah, I'm guessing we're just going to refer to this guy as the Chinese Will Smith. Because who are we referring to as like the Chinese Nicolas Cage? I forgot who that was. I don't remember his name, but so we have a Chinese Nicolas Cage and we have a Chinese Will Smith. Also, I think the Nicolas Cage guy was like the guy that was like greasy or whatever, oily, who also got divorced.
You know what I'm talking about? That's why we're calling him Will. And just like Will and Jada, I think Will and Mara really need a couples counselor because what you see is not what you get. At first it was just, oh, the photos are slightly cringe. Okay, they're slightly weird. It's a little awkward, but like maybe it's cute. It's like when your parents post couples pics on Facebook. It's so cringe, it's so awkward that it's adorable, that they're so much in love. But the netizens, they start commenting about Mara's body language. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. On all the photos, Will looks genuinely happy. He's got this big old smile on his face and his body language is
Ecstatic is the word I would have used.
just relaxed, and he's just holding his wife. He looks like he's having the best day of his fucking life. He looks happy to just be there. But Mara, she looks like she's got a sniper pointed at her the entire time, and she's got to pretend like everything is normal. Listen, maybe it's her first red carpet, okay? Maybe she's a little awkward. She's probably just not had a lot of media training. But no matter how you want to look at it, the pictures are weird. Netizens point out these photos where Will is kissing Mara on the red carpet. These photos make me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, this one's weird. This one, sure. But this one, really awkward.
Like, you can just tell how Mara is uncomfortable even through the camera. Her body language is so stiff, it's giving rigor mortis.
That she is very just bored here, like a wooden plank, just staring him in the face, just like not even a real person.
Look like she's yeah.
So he's kissing a mannequin, I think is a good way to put it, like a mannequin that's just not moving, eyes open. This one's okay though.
She's so uncomfortable. It doesn't look like a photo of a loving husband having a moment with his loving wife. It almost looks like a random man ran up to Mara, grabbed her, forced her to kiss him. Honestly, she kind of looks like a mannequin, and he's trying to kiss one at like
Mannequin? I said mannequin.
this old American Eagle store. The whole thing is unsettling.
She did like laugh at one point through it though.
Will's hand is even holding her head in place so that she cannot move. And hindsight is everything, because later that same year, Mara will accuse Will of beating her within an inch of her life for 7 hours straight.
Yeah, I'm assuming like we just saw it like, so what, several seconds it looked is how long they were there for.
She would also make a series of Weibo posts accusing Will of being an abusive husband, being physically and emotionally abusive, and she would say that he used their kids as pawns to stop her from divorcing him. And it seemed like Will was just a really shitty fucking husband. And these pictures are just additional proof of how uncomfortable he made her. Look at how scared she is to even be around this man, how unsafe she felt to be touched by this man. But if it were that easy, we wouldn't be here. Netizens start digging through Mara's Weibo history. Bestie was busy on her Weibo. Mara was posting on Weibo like she was the celebrity, which is a very normal thing to do, honestly. Like, slay, show us your breakfast, okay? But some people were like, how are you posting every week and then saying that you don't like the spotlight? You know, it's like a little weird. But anyway, it is important to note that this is Mara's personal Weibo account. You would imagine this is where she would post photos of herself, her family, and her husband. There is not a single photo of Mara and Will alone together. Every photo of Mara that Will is in, there is always at least one other person in the photo. And Mara is always angled away from Will and towards this other person that happens
I was gonna say, is she talking about the agent?
to be in almost a majority of the photos. And body language experts, green line experts be going crazy right now. Minds be blown. If you had no idea that they were married, you would have no idea that they were married. But there are some family photos where you can
Okay, kids. Well, they have kids, so always an oof there, because this is gonna be a problem for them. I want her to show the photo that's on the thumbnail.
see that Will and Mara and their 2 kids, they got a son and a daughter together. This is the weirdest part, and I swear, these Chinese netizens are part-time FBI agents because they can dig up anything. They're looking up marriage certificates and birth records, naturally, as one does on their off days, but they discovered that there was something so odd about Will and Mara's family.
She's not about to say that these kids aren't even his, right? Because that's going to be something else. Maybe they're just not named like them. I don't know. But if they don't actually belong to him, that's like even like a more of an oof. Like 10 years, kids aren't even yours.
The timeline's not adding up. Will and Mara got married in 2009, but they got married in this small private ceremony, and Will didn't even mention his marriage publicly until 2011. Which, okay, celebrities get married in private all the time, right? What's the problem? But the math is not mathing. Will and Mara have 2 kids, a son and a daughter, in that order, right? But here's the thing. Their son was born just 2 months after their wedding date. They got married in December. Their son was born in February. So netizens are
So they would be able to see if she was pregnant or not, and she was not.
doing the math, and it's not adding up. No matter how much lube you squeeze in there, you cannot fit 9 months between December and February. So the theory is Mara was serving up some raw pork, raw shrimp, 7 days a week. Gordon Ramsay's never seen it that raw. She baby trapped him.
Whoa.
That's what netizens believe. Don't shoot the messenger. This is what the netizens are saying. This is the theory and the vibes that the netizens have come up with. So the theory is that she baby trapped him because he's rich and he's famous, right? No, the theory is a lot crazier, because let me tell you, netizens start analyzing every single pixel in Mara's Weibo photos, one metadata at a time, and at one point, they realize something is weird about Will and his son. Netizens look at Will, then they look at his son, and they look at Will, then they look at their son, and they realize, you know what?
Was I right? Are we going to say these kids aren't his, or at least the son? I argue at least like with Will, like the real Will Smith, that his kids are his kids, right? Like they look like him, right? So, oof, if these children aren't his. Though, you could argue, well, if they aren't his, I mean, the money's already stolen, at least. Well, I don't, did she take the kids with her, actually? So is he just stuck with another person's kids, with all his money gone? Question mark? It's like, well, if they're not his, at least like if she takes them, he doesn't necessarily have to care for them, and like the agent has to care for them now. But that's if he's not attached to them yet, even if they aren't his. I don't know. Too complicated.
You are not the father.
Exactly. But you know who does look like the father? Someone else on Mara's Weibo. Netizens figure out that everything about Will and Mara's marriage was sus from day one. On the outside, they're giving white picket fence. On the inside, they're giving crusty crabs. Will and Mara met in 2007. Will was already in the acting industry for 10 years at this point, but he just had his breakout role. So he's an up-and-coming actor. And you know how some celebrities are so famous, they don't need to promote themselves? Like Jenny doesn't need to promote herself. She is the promotion. Yeah, that's not Will at the time. Like, he for sure needed some clout. So his agency books him for an interview. And you know those interviews where the whole point is for the celebrity to look more relatable? They go in there, they share a heartbreaking story about how they, too, had a hamster that died when they were a kid. See, you guys, they're just like one of us, right? That's what I imagined Will's interview was supposed to be, but we'll never know because it was a radio interview, and it's giving boomer energy, but just like, bear with me, hold on to your tits. Will gets this radio interview with the Beijing news station, which is a pretty big deal. And I guess, I guess they thought, hey, we're a pretty big deal, and Will is still a baby actor, so we don't really need to be doing a lot. Like, we don't need to be doing all of this for him. And this is kind of vile, but they thought, he's not that famous. Let's just, instead of using one of our actual hosts to interview him, get the fucking intern to do it. They're like, hey, intern, interview this guy. And that intern was Mara. That is how they met. That is their origin.
Okay, that is kind of, I mean, it's interesting, right? That's an interesting, How I Met Your, significant, well, How I Met Your Mom, Dad story, question mark. Why do I feel like I've seen this picture before? Have we seen this in another Chinaverse video? I have not seen this picture before, but this looks really familiar.
Story. Mara interviewed Will, and they just kept talking, even after they cut the, I was gonna say cameras, but I guess they cut the, I don't know, satellite line.
They cut the radiation.
They cut the radiation. Like, I had no idea what they talked about, but it said that they were inseparable from day one.
一见钟情。
Will seemed like he was whipped cream to her pumpkin pie, whipped his cream, because the timeline isn't adding up, is what people said. It said that he would spoil Mara, send her flowers, luxury gifts. He would spend a lot of time just trying to woo Mara over. He would take her to the park and have her watch him practice kung fu. Which is like kind of a weird date. But he's really good at kung fu. It's the whole thing, which is fun, right?
Is he?
Right? Once they get married, though, that's when things get weird. And I'm not talking about open toilet seats and farting under the blanket weird. That's like the standard marital package. But we're in the Chinaverse. Usually when you get married, you live together and you see each other all the time. Okay, fine. There's like once in a while you got long distance because of work. Okay, I'm not talking about these couples. I'm talking about a lot of the times you get married, you live together, and you see each other a lot. Sometimes too much, and you're like, Jesus Christ, when did you move in here? But after Will and Mara got married, they basically stopped seeing each other. What? Will almost never publicly talked about Mara after that. It said that they would barely even see each other at home. But I guess that kind of makes sense since Will is really busy. He's always on a movie set or a reality show or directing his own movies. I mean, he's eating it up. Don't get me wrong. The bread is bacon.
I was gonna say, is this some sort of just him working too much, or is it like literally he's home but she's just not anywhere to be seen, or both of those things combined? What's going on?
Will's bought at least 9 different real estate properties. He may not have time to be in any of those 9 homes, but he still gave his family a lot of stability. Mara wouldn't have to work a day in her life if she didn't want to, but it seems like she liked to keep herself busy because she does get a job. She works as a legal rep for Will's production company. Are you catching what I'm throwing down right now? They technically work together, but they barely see each other. So it's not like they both have these insane careers and busy work schedules and they don't see each other. They work together. What do you mean? And on the days when Will actually has time to come home, which is like once a month, he still would not see his wife because whenever he was home, she wasn't home. I mean, I get that they both have schedules, but it's like they're avoiding each other or something. I think to not see each other this often takes even more scheduling and coordination. But one day, one innocent virgin day in 2019, their whole marriage blows up in the most insane public divorce scandal, and it all happens because of a thumbprint. This is what happened.
What does that even mean? Thumbprints? I'm like thinking of like how's it gonna go? Like one of those scanner things that scans your thumbprints, or is it just, I don't know, some sort of ink on a thumbprint and it's placed on some clothing? Like, what do we mean? What do you mean by that?
Happened according to Will himself. He said this happened on one of the rare occasions he was actually home. Mara wasn't home that day, of course, so Will's just spending time with the kids. They're watching TV, relaxing. It's a chill day when Will hears a phone ringing. It's immediately weird because Will doesn't recognize this ringtone, so this is not his phone. Naturally, he assumes, my wife forgot her phone in the house. It's not that weird, but he doesn't recognize that ringtone either. I mean, but like she could have changed it. It's not like he's seen her recently. He tries.
So is it like a thumbprints thing? Because we're talking about a phone, like thumbprints unlock mechanism.
To ignore it, but the phone just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing, and now they can't even listen to Baby Shark in peace. Like, sing me Baby Shark in Chinese.
宝贝鲨鱼.
What the fuck? Okay, I can't do this right now. I literally can't do this right now. Why does it just sound like Baby Shark in a Chinese accent?
宝贝鲨鱼.
You're literally saying Baby Shark. So Will is thinking, what if someone is calling her because there's a family emergency or something? I gotta stop smiling, but you'll know why I'm smiling later because it's just bizarre. Why else would they keep calling? He says that is the only reason he gets up and finds Mara's phone. But this is where the details kind of get fuzzy because Will never explains why he still chose to dig through Mara's phone, even though it stopped ringing by the time he picked it up. But honestly, I don't know if I blame him. I'd be digging sometimes for no reason. Let me dig in peace. I don't know if he had a feeling, maybe there was something on the lock screen, or maybe he was just curious, or sometimes even if you trust your partner, the inner demons, they're like, do it, check the phone, do it right now. And then you do it, okay? Anyway, Will's holding Mara's phone and the demons take over. It's like his hand has a mind of his own. He needs to snoop. He doesn't know Mara's password. So, okay, this is where I'm like, okay, weird. But be so fucking for real right now. Will, he calls his daughter over and I guess he asks her, hey kiddo, you know your mommy's password? Bitch. Not only did Mara tell her 6-year-old child her password, but she gave her thumbprint access.
Okay, so it did have to do with thumbprint security thing. Though why would you have tell your child all that stuff? Because then they could just like dig through your phone at any moment if they somehow get their hands on it. I mean, like obviously for emergency stuff, like if you need to get into their phone, but I don't know. Other than that, why?
Trusting a 6-year-old with thumbprint access to your phone is another level of trust. That's like trusting Sophie with the nuclear codes. No, thank you. I don't even trust my niece to not wipe her pizza dust fingers on our chairs. Like, if I could trust Sophie the way that Mara trusted her 6-year-old, I don't know. I feel like the world would be a better place. But Mara's 6-year-old unlocks her phone with a thumbprint. She's looking at her dad like, are you dumb? And she opens a Pandora's box of the nastiest laundry I've ever seen. Mara's least favorite house chores must be the laundry because the amount of crust inside this phone is unhinged. Which, by the way, it's obvious that this is not a regular phone. The only app installed is the messaging app, and there are almost no phone numbers in the contact list. What does that smell like to you? Does it smell burnt?
Oh, I was thinking of the term burner phone, but I think she literally is going there and saying that this is a burner phone.
It's obvious that this is not a regular phone. The only app installed is the messaging app, and there are almost no phone numbers in the contact list. What does that smell like to you? Does it smell burnt?
It's a burner phone.
Exactly. This is a
Is that a burner phone?
Yeah.
Oh, it is called burner phone? Like cheaters phone?
I don't know.
Burner phone is like you throw it away.
Yeah. I mean, you don't think the cheaters would be throwing it away? Well, I guess Mara did it. This is a burner phone. Mara has a secret cell phone that has one specific purpose, and Will is about to find out why his wife is never home. Okay, if you're snooping on your wife's phone, what is the first app that you're opening?
It's not the text. It's gotta be, no, not the D.
Not the text message? Why wouldn't it be the text messages? Is it, I mean, do we count Weibo or whatever the heck it's called or WeChat as text messages? I feel like all the stuff is always aired out in WeChat or whatever the heck it's called. So I feel like, why wouldn't it be that? Okay, it's either text messages or pictures. So is he digging through pictures first or messages? He already said messages. She had no reaction to that, so I'm guessing pictures because I can't think of anything else other than those two things. Because why would you go on your social media? That doesn't make sense. So yeah, just pictures, I guess.
DMs either. It's gotta be Yelp or something.
Yelp? Wait, what? Someone's just having an affair through Yelp?
Maybe they
In the reviews?
In the reviews, yeah.
They're like leaving signals in the reviews?
Yes.
Bro, that's crazy. It's WeChat, baby. Because who is
Okay, so WeChat. Like I thought, that WeChat. Yeah, call history. It was also in there, but it was WeChat. That's what it seemed like WeChat. Because in all these videos, WeChat always has all this dirty laundry in it. So it only makes sense in the context of Chinaverse that it would be WeChat.
she chatting? Who we be chatting? Will opens up WeChat and the first thing he sees is not a text message. It's a photo. It is this photo right here. It is a slight jump scare, honestly. If I were Will, I don't know if I would even feel threatened by this photo. I'd be like, what a mugshot. What is going on right now? But I know what you're thinking. Whoever this man is not Will. And also this man needs to sue his hairdresser and then use the money from the lawsuit to buy eye brightening serum. The way he's staring into my soul makes me uncomfortable. Why does he look 14 and going through puberty and 50 and exhausted all at the same time? But I'm sure Will was even more uncomfortable because Will knows this man. This man is Will's employee. It's his acting agent. As in, this is the guy responsible for Will's schedule and the direction of his entire career. Why the hell is Will's acting agent in Will's wife's DMs? Listen.
It's basically the guy who he works with the most.
Yeah.
Like he sees every day or
that he's
talks to.
booking everything for.
Yeah.
Listen.
Like how, if they are always like together, him and his agent, how is like the wife with the agent all the time? Like I'm guessing just when the agent is not with Will, he's with her.
Listen, you see this shit? You know it's not going to end well. But in case you need to be convinced, this is the text under the photo. So Will's agent sends this photo to Mara on WeChat. His name is Song, Agent Song. That's literally his name. Song sends his photo where he looks like he could use 40 hours of sleep. And Mara responds, "You look old." Which is, you know, that's how some girls be flirting, okay? If she just ended it there, I feel like we wouldn't even be talking about it. But Mara sends another message. "Not seeing me is aging you."
Ooh.
And you're not ready for Song's response. "My dick didn't get old. It's still big and works well."
Whoa.
Just escalated to 1,000. Inserts Ron Burgundy meme here. I forgot how it goes, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Like Jesus, the escalation of that escalated quickly. That's what he says.
Whoa.
Wow! I can't imagine a man texting something like that and me feeling anything other than pure ick. Bro.
I feel like what she said was sure trying to be cute was cringe, but then just cranked it up to 11 on his side, just max cringe.
Oh, who talks like that?
Don't even go there right now. Don't even. I'm about to expose you.
Yeah, I was like, oof, she's throwing him under the bus now.
Me? What?
Hold on. The other day, there was a curtain in the bathroom and the curtain gets stuck. Okay, I'm there. I'm kind of butt naked, so I can't go downstairs and get something to unstuck the curtain, but I need to unstuck the curtain, and I can't just yank it because then it's going to come off the curtain hooks. So I text him, "Hey, can you bring me something?"
Oh my god, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop this.
I text him, "Can you bring something long up?" And he runs into the bathroom and he goes, "I'm here."
Stop it right now. Oh my god, dude.
Okay.
But I was trying to be cute. I wasn't trying to be cringy.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to be sexy.
No, I wasn't.
Because he also brought up a broomstick. Okay, he's like, "But just in case, I got you." Okay. There's no way any girl would read that and be like, "That is so hot. I can't wait to see this man again." I would change my identity. I would buy a new one off the black market and I would run away. But apparently, Mara was into it because her burner phone is one giant log of the most inhumane text I have ever read in my life. And you will read it with me because we have screenshots.
What do you mean inhumane? How can it be inhumane?
I think Will took the screenshots, but I'm not sure. Either way, it's vile. Here's one
Outside of the adultery?
example. Mara says, "What are you doing? I miss you. I'm thinking about you, my wife. I want to be with you tonight. You always miss me when we're apart. I miss you so much." Not him calling her his wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what do you mean wife?
Okay, I'm so disturbed. Another conversation reads, "Brother." She's referring to Song, so I imagine this is like, "Oppa" energy, right? Oppa.
Yeah.
"I'm too tired." She's thirsty, and he's saying, "I can't do this right now," basically. Mara's like, "If you're not gonna accompany me, then it's fine. I'll just go find someone else then."
What do you mean you literally have a husband? What do you mean someone else? How many people are you messing around with? And like the wife thing, calling her his wife, like very teenage energy. Why is all these messages always like very teenager energy?
Like she's gonna go sleep with someone else?
Yeah, and Song is all, "Will's gonna come home soon. We should give this a break. Can you stop mentioning that stupid Will? My heart is only for you. Don't worry.
Wow.
If Will finds out, then we'll leave. I want to be with you forever. Don't worry, we will. I'll see you later." Why? To get fucked again? Emoji. Listen, I don't know how Will kept scrolling through these messages because I would immediately call a lawyer, give them this phone, and then tell them, "Use it for my defense in a double homicide trial, BRB. BRB. But I digress. At this point, Will stops scrolling to his doom. His finger can't stop, won't stop, okay? And at some point, he picks up his own phone and he calls his wife. Mara is still out and about, okay? Doing God knows what. When Will dials her main phone, the one she uses to talk to the man she's married to, basically her work phone at this point, he's calling her to ask how long it's been since she first stepped out onto the street. He's calling her to ask, "Rue, when was this?" No, but for real, okay? He's just calling her to ask her to come home and talk. I think he was still kind of hoping there would be a rational explanation. Maybe it's an April Fool's prank.
But you could, again, if you're just mental gymnastics of like hoping that everything is fine and it is all just a joke, I could see this as an April Fool's joke. Well, if we're going to say like, or a prank, you know, a late April Fool's joke. Because there's a random phone just left in your house and it just won't stop ringing, which is going to get your attention to then unlock it. And then for some reason you think it's your wife's, but somehow your daughter has access to it. Because why would a child have access to something like that unless it was set up for a prank? So I could see the mental gymnastics you can go through to get to that point, but oof.
Question mark, please. Mara picks up her phone and Will asks her to come home. He doesn't say why, but it's probably obvious in Will's tone of voice that something is very wrong. Because Mara's whole personality changes in 0.2 seconds. When she picks up, she sounded happy, normal, glad to talk to Will. And as soon as he asks her to talk, it's like she makes a split-second decision. There's no point in acting anymore. Mara straight up tells Will that she's not coming home. And she threatens him that he needs to behave. Otherwise, she's gonna ruin him.
What? Just out of nowhere? She literally just... in this context, I don't know if he even told her that, hey, I know what's been going on. I think she made a joke that he was doing that, but I think she was just making a joke and all he was saying is like, hey, you need to come home. So it's like immediately she's just like, okay, I think he knows this, so I'm just going to throw him under the bus. The switch has been flipped.
And then she hangs up.
Dude, the audacity.
What the fork is going on right now? Imagine reading those nasty text messages and your wife is just like, and what? I would do it again. Stay in line, kiddo. Will's stomach drops off the face of the earth and he starts panic dialing Mara and her parents and every other person in her family. And not only is Mara ignoring his calls, but her whole family just ghosts him in the span of 3 minutes.
I mean, does her family know what she's doing? Probably, right?
Even Will's agent is not responding. And I don't know if Will had any doubts left at this point. They're gone after he opens his bank account.
They're probably all in on it. Well, how did she get his money so quickly? I don't think she did this like that day or anything. Did he, as soon as she called her, she was like, okay, behave, and then immediately went to go just take all the money out of it faster than he could check it? Because like, why would he just be randomly checking it?
Will's bank account was drained. Emptied out like my husband on a Saturday night. Will's
What? Like, whoa.
only got $14,000 left, which I know sounds like a lot, but Will had millions. He has 9 real estate properties that he just realized are all in Mara's name. Even his production company, his life's work, 90% of that company is in Mara's name because Will trusted Mara with his life. Everything he's ever made, every cent, he gave it to Mara, and now it's all gone. Will knows he's cooked. I mean, he literally can't do anything about the situation. He doesn't even have money to get a divorce attorney. Side note, did you know the average divorce in the US costs between $15,000 to $20,000? Will's got a good $14K in his bank account. Mara's...
So, like, just can't even get a divorce. Well, I'm guessing they're going to get a divorce. Like, maybe the government steps in and be like, hey, this isn't cool? Question mark. But, like, is this guy's life just ruined? Because she took everything, made sure she had control of all of his money. She's been putting him in the chair for basically his entire marriage.
Divorce in the US costs between $15,000 to $20,000. Will's got a good $14K in his bank account.
14K. I mean, at least he has some money left, but I did not realize divorce costs that much.
Mara's got his millions. Anyway, yeah, Will can't even beat Mara in court, especially because now she's got millions of dollars in her pockets, and at this point, all he's got left is his reputation. But when Will opens up Weibo, he sees a new ocean of hate in his notifications. There's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who hate his guts right now, and he doesn't know why.
I'm guessing, what is the time frame here, right? Sees the messages, calls his wife, and says, hey, can you come home? We need to talk. Flip, I keep wanting to say like flip switch, but the switch gets flipped in her. She's like, shut up, behave, or I'll destroy you. Hangs up, immediately makes sure he has no money, then immediately beats herself up, question mark, goes to the hospital, creates the story, and then everybody is canceling him and hates him. It's like, how did all that happen in such a short amount of time? Like, how long did she have this planned? I feel like this was like premeditated. Like she had a getaway plan set, and like as soon as any friction happens, which we could argue that was friction, him being like, "Hey, we need to talk, come home," she just initiated it as fast as humanly possible. Like, 'cause I don't know the time frame here. It just seems like she just immediately did this in the same day.
Because Mara was busy. She got to work. There's no time to rest. By the time Will opens Weibo, she had already made a whole post where she has accused Will of being an abusive husband. I can't find her original post, so I think she probably deleted it. But in the post, Mara was basically saying that Will was physically abusive and that she's been trying to leave him for years, but he has been using their kids to manipulate her into staying with him. And listen, at this point, we don't know who's lying. Because yeah, Mara was cheating on Will with his agent, but that doesn't mean that Will wasn't abusive. I mean, it's not mutually exclusive. Maybe she was cheating because he was abusive. We still don't know. Neither side really has any proof of anything, so it's Mara's word against Will's. And Mara even accuses Will of tax evasion, which sounds small compared to abuse allegations, but the Chinese government does not play with tax evasion.
She literally has all his money, though. So couldn't that come around and bite her in the foot if he doesn't have access to his money and she has all the money? So doesn't it end up belonging to her, and thus she has to pay taxes on it? So isn't she just self-inflicting wound on that one? I feel like that one wasn't, assuming I'm thinking about that correctly, maybe it doesn't matter. I feel like that one's dangerous to just throw out like that.
Erased. Just Mara making the accusation was enough for the Chinese government to completely shut down Will's production company, because now they need to conduct an investigation. So now Will doesn't have an income. He does the only thing he can do, which is also make a public statement on Weibo. Since marrying Mara in 2009, I have always upheld the vows of marriage, loving each other, treating each other with honesty, and being loyal to our marriage. He goes on to say that he's always been focused on being an honest person in his personal and work life, but his wife has betrayed him in the worst way possible. He says, however, I cannot tolerate malicious betrayal of marriage and destruction of the family. Now, due to Mara's extramarital improper relationship with my agent Song, which has seriously harmed our marriage and destroyed our family, I solemnly decide to dissolve my marriage with Mara and simultaneously terminate Song's role as my agent. Then he asks the public to give him some time and privacy with his family, with his 2 children, and he will be back. He says, I will continue to stay true to my original aspirations, love my family even more, and work hard. Basically, Will is announcing that he's getting a divorce, and it's pretty PR for the most part. The wildest part, though, is when he name drops his agent, and he's like, I'm divorcing my wife because she's buttering agent Song. Man just casually slipped that in there. But the thing is, nobody believes Will at this point. I mean, why would a woman lie about something like this? And Will's got no proof that he's innocent. His whole fan base is turning against him. Netizens even doubt that Mara stole his money. And Will can't prove it. What is he supposed to do? Show the internet his bank account? So it's obviously...
Like, why not? If you got nothing to lose, show the bank account.
A very stressful situation for Will. And he wants to distance himself a bit. He wants to take a step back. So he lets his cousin manage his Weibo. So he doesn't want to look at it every day and see all these hate comments. But what Will doesn't know is that even his cousin is on Mara's side.
Oof. So what has his cousin been saying this a lot? Like, really? He has no one on his side? He's probably hanging out with the kids, right? So the kids are probably with him. So he was already with the kids when this happened. So at least they're there. I mean, they probably don't know anything about this, but so just having them there should be enough. But like, really? Nobody's helping him?
The cousin is a spy for Mara. So
even, I thought it was like, oh, he just doesn't believe him, but no, like, spy. How did she get this guy? What did she do for this guy to, like, get him to be on her side over his family? Because it's his cousin, right, not hers. Like, literally betraying his family for this woman? Like, what did she do?
she was telling the cousin what to post, how
Oh, she. So, still. Like, what did she do for her to get her to betray him?
to respond to comments to make Will look even worse online. She was literally controlling Will's life even after they separated because she's been doing this for years. If Karma's a bitch, hindsight is her big sister, and suddenly Will is just getting hit with these life-shattering realizations. He didn't notice it until now, but now that he thinks about it, and he really thinks about it, ever since he hired his agent, Song, the man that's been turkey basting his wife, Will's schedule has been weird. You know, his forte is movies, right? But ever since Will hired Agent Song, he wasn't even acting in movies anymore. Song had Will doing all these random-ass reality shows instead of, I don't know, taking on roles that are actually going to further his career. One time, Will got a call from an old friend who's a movie director. Let's call him Chris. So Chris is, you know, catching up with Will on the phone, and he brings up the movie that Will was supposed to star in, and he's joking around. And he's also curious, like, why'd you turn down the movie? What? What are you talking about? I don't even... Yeah, okay, funny, right? The movie in question made like $100 million in theaters. It was a massive hit. Will had no idea Chris wanted him to be the lead in the movie. That would have catapulted his career to the next level. What's crazy is this didn't just happen once. It happened multiple times. But every time, Will just kind of brushed it off as a misunderstanding. Maybe somebody missed an email. It happens. But now Will is sitting there connecting the dots.
It's kind of like crazy. Why, again, self-inflicted wound? Why? We're assuming that he's like tanking his career on purpose. But why would you do that if you know that his wife has access to his money and therefore can be access, like you have that money too if you are meant for each other or whatever. I don't think they said that, but I'm just saying that. Like if you and her are the real soulmates, thus you could argue that that money will also belong to you. Then why wouldn't you want this guy to be as famous as possible, to get as much money as possible so she can steal as much of it as possible? Question mark? Hello?
Stars are not looking good right now. He's remembering when Mara talked him into quitting a project he was actually passionate about so he could go do this random ass reality show. And it's not like Will is passionate about these reality shows. I mean, one of them was so rough. It was 5 seasons of hard physical labor, like physical 100, but in a literal military setting. Will broke his leg to be on that show. And for what? At the time, it didn't make any sense why Mara was asking Will to be on this reality show. He just thought that she had a different marketing strategy for his career. He didn't question it. But now, now it's starting to make sense, okay? Sung and Mara weren't just trying to control his career. Sung was overbooking Will's schedule so that he could bonk his wife in private. Apparently, their favorite place to butter the croissant was Will's LA beach house, which is so wrong because the money Will was making off these reality shows pays the mortgage. And by
So are we saying that that's why they were never seeing each other on top of that? Because the agent was constantly keeping them away so that they could be together? Also, her vocabulary, vernacular, etc. This episode has been kind of crazy. She's saying way more like filthy things this episode. I don't think she's ever said such filthy things ever. Like she's going in on this episode.
By the way, one of these reality shows that Will was in had him fighting in literal trenches, shooting real functioning bazookas. I'm so serious right now.
Wait, you
What do you mean real, or what do you mean real or just fake real?
they be like bunking and watching the show at the same time?
They be giggle gaggling.
Bro, that's so messed up.
So fucked up. Oh no.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
I'm so serious though. The show is called Takes a Real Man. Don't even get me started on that title. It's basically a group of celebrity dudes going through a military boot camp with real weapons for some reason. Like they give these people actual bazookas. It was supposed to be a serious military show. The target audience were bros who like drinking beer and playing football. But the real audience is me, because Will carried that whole show on his back. No, really, he was single-handedly holding up the rating of the show. He's the reason that they went on to have 5 whole seasons. I mean, Will is just so naturally funny. He's one of those people, you don't even know why you're laughing, because he's not making a joke.
He's, okay, so Will is we call it like honest man. He looks like just such a nice dude. He has an honest face. You just can't think he's a bad guy. He can play a bad guy. So anything he does is like really wholesome and cute.
And he's cute.
Yeah.
There's one scene where Will and all the other soldiers are lined up for roll call. And after roll call, the commander starts asking them questions. So he turns to Will. Will, sir, when is your wife's birthday? 1988, whole 8. The commander looks around like he's trying to figure out what in the math algorithm Will just said. And the commander goes, someone please translate. And another guy goes, he meant to say 1988, August 8th. Is that right, Will? No.
The whole 8.
Yes.
Kind of like a military, because they don't say 0 as 0. They say like a whole, like dong. So he said it really awkwardly. So the military man was like, why don't you just say August 8th? Like,
Yeah.
why are you, like, he's reading out the number.
Yes.
Instead of saying August 8th.
And then so he's like, okay, are you trying to say August 8th, 1988? And all the other soldiers turn to look at Will like, is this man fucking for real right now? And one of the soldiers goes, his wife's birthday is 1986. And Will looks mortified. He looks like if he had 3 wishes, 2 of them would be to disappear, and the third one would be to erase his life resume from history. And the commander goes, Will, you don't even remember your wife's birthday? How are you gonna go home? I can no longer go home. Please don't air this. And he's so serious. He's looking at the cameraman. Now, there another time.
I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't know, but is it because he just can never see her? So he's forgotten it? Question mark?
Will was confused about a different set of
That
numbers.
one's a bit weird.
The soldiers are lined up again, all in their uniforms, and Will has this super serious expression on his face. Commander goes, Will, sir, how tall are you? Will looks like he's concentrating super hard, and the words come out of his mouth like little farts. 1, 6, dong dong.
Ho ho. 0 0 basically.
You're 16 meters tall? For my fellow Americans, that's 52 feet. Will is trying to say 5'2", but he says 52 feet. And when the commander repeats his answer back to him, Will looks confused. He focuses really hard, and then he tries again. 1, 6, dong. There's a moment of silence. The commander's just staring at Will. Will drops his crutches because he broke his leg on the show, drops them down,
But drop and give me 20? Like, is that what he's just doing? He didn't even tell him to do that, though.
to the ground and starts aggressively doing push-ups on a broken leg because he doesn't even need to wait to know that he done goofed. Apparently, when you answer a question wrong, you gotta do push-ups as punishment. So Will, he's like, I already fucking know. Let me get on the ground right now. He starts doing push-ups and everybody is fucking trying to cackle. But the commander goes, no, you're right. You're just short. It's like, what? Honestly, we love a short king. And like, emphasis on king because
This is kind of why I wanted her to show the thumbnail image. I don't think she's going to. So let me see if I can do this in real time. You're going to see my wallpaper. That happens sometimes. Because I need to do this and do this. I showed this before, but this is like the application that I use for getting thumbnails. So we have the thumbnail here. So I was going to say, you know, is this the reason why? Right? It's like how tall. She might even be taller than him. Like, is this one of the reasons why? It's like, which is kind of like, oof, like really? Because this guy's really tall, especially compared to him. But again, she might even be taller than him. Like, hopefully that's not the reason. But yeah, oof on him being short.
remember how I mentioned bazookas? It's bazooka time. They give these completely untrained celebrities real working bazookas and told them to shoot targets. Like, who signed off the insurance for this show? I need to talk to
Also, how close are they to these targets? Because are we actually shooting like an explosive? What happens if one of these guys just blow themselves up on the show? Like, hello? Where's safety?
their underwriter. Will is trying to figure out how the fuck you're supposed to target practice with
Is that backwards?
bazooka, but the commander keeps rushing him.
No, it's not.
We need to be fast. If you're not fast enough, you'll be defeated by your enemies and not the other way around. So Will starts panicking and whispering to the person that's helping him set up the bazooka because he needs to like set up the stand. He's like, lower, lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, lower. He literally starts laughing. And the commander is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, well, I can't see the target. That's why. And the commander is like, because it's too damn high, it's blocking your view of the target. So he finally sets up the bazooka on his shoulder, and the commander signals that Will should fire the real bazooka, this 18-pound weapon of destruction that Will is carrying on his shoulder. But instead of firing it, Will, very seriously, with the most dead-ass expression on his face, goes, shoot! Do. He literally makes a sound effect of a bazooka firing with his own mouth instead of firing the fucking bazooka. Keep in mind, he never actually fires the bazooka. He just went, do. Everyone on the show goes silent because what the fuck? The commander is gobsmacked. Will,
Does anyone on the show fire that then? Because I feel like, again, I feel like they shouldn't be firing these things, just giving these to random people and letting them fire them. Except for the fact that I don't know if China has the you have to go to the military for X amount of years rule. Because I know a lot of places over there that have that rule where like everybody has to go to the military for a few years. And I don't remember if China was on that, like one of those countries. I feel like we have said that. So I feel like haven't all these guys already been in the military before? So shouldn't they already know how to do all this stuff? Question mark.
I did ask you to add sound effects. Will looks a little embarrassed, but then the commander changes his mind. Actually, do that 10 more times. Will looks so confused, so he just says in the most confused, tiny little voice, I thought you said no sound effects. I'm asking you to do sound effects now. So Will does as he's told. He goes, shoot, do, shoot, do. It's so comical.
发射，10遍，发射，发射，发射，发射，发射，发射，发射，发射，发射。
His squad mates are on the ground, just dying laughing. And then he's asked if the bazooka's too heavy. Not heavy, sir. Not heavy? A little heavy. The ammo in the back. It's the ammo.
重不重？不重，不真重。后面的弹太重了，后面的弹。
Another notable iconic moment includes Will busting out kung fu moves for no reason in the middle of a strict military drill in the desert. I don't even know. Like, he's just doing backflips. Okay? But Will's back can only carry so much. He's a strong, short king, and he can only carry so many episodes before he breaks a bone. He breaks a bone in a fighting scene. He breaks his leg, and it's really sad. And even when he breaks his leg, they take him to the hospital, and I mean, he broke his thigh bone, which I'm assuming is painful. That's actually one of the most strong bones in your body, is your thigh bone, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? But
Like, what was going on then? If that's supposed to be like a very strong bone, for that to break, like what the heck were they doing?
he's just out there dropping some silly, goofy jokes. He's like, guess they'll just have to cut it off. That's him. Like with a broken thigh bone. Thankfully, they did not have to cut it off, but Will did go to the hospital. And at the hospital, at his bedside, is his loving wife, Mara, looking genuinely concerned for her husband, which is completely normal, right? To have a reaction like that to your husband breaking his leg. Except she just got back from LA. Yeah, she had a whole different bone in her. In LA.
Ah, the LA estate.
So while Will is breaking bones for 5 seasons to pay off his mortgage in LA, Mara's still getting clapped in Will's house. But what makes this situation 10 times worse is how hard Will worked to afford that house. Will just came from a village. Like, he was not born from a wealthy family. He's not a Nepo baby. He was born in a village in a Chinese rural side, mountainside, in the 80s. Growing up, Will wanted to become an actor, which is not really a respected future career dream for a village like that. His first time seeing a movie was in a local open-air theater because they didn't have movie theaters.
It's not theater. It's just piece of cloth hanging in the air with a projector.
And he's like, I'm gonna be the next Jackie Chan, okay? So he starts learning Kung Fu. I mean, it's crazy. He's doing moves on all sides of the gravitational pull, probably doing some shit my anatomy cannot even comprehend. It's called Shaolin.
Shaolin.
Yeah.
Shaolin is
The temple.
monks.
He would train with the monks. Train Kung Fu with the monks. This sounds like straight out of a movie.
No, sometimes also it's like when a lot of these families, when they don't have money, you just become a monk so you can feed yourself basically. They provide food and living.
Yeah, and then at the end of 6 years of intense training, Will was ripped, jacked. He's just doing the most. He moved to Beijing by himself. And
Is he still in good shape now? Even
besides Kung Fu,
old?
Will's biggest dream is still to be an actor. He wants to be like Jackie Chan, which is crazy because he's dedicated 8 freaking years to Kung Fu, and now he's gonna be an actor. But it's getting real. I mean, he's moved.
I did kind of think early on he kind of had that kind of look to him, like a Jackie Chan look, before even knowing about the Kung Fu stuff. Like, I did have that vibe, but I didn't like say anything about it.
Moving from this very peaceful mountainside from the temples, and now he's just on the streets of Beijing. He tells his family they give him their whole life savings, which was about $70. Will moves to Beijing on his own. He doesn't even have a place to stay. He doesn't even have family or friends there, just $70, hopes and dreams. He's able to find a basement room for rent, and it was the cheapest place he could find. Every morning, he'd be up at 4 a.m., he would run to the nearest film studio and just stand outside the studio hall until someone hired him. He would take any role. He'd be an extra, a stunt double. He would work all day for $2 a day. And just to show you how bad it was, one time he gets called to a casting call. And this wasn't even an audition, just a preliminary interview before the real audition. Will barely gets a few words in, and the casting agent stops him. He looks him up and down, scrunches his nose, and goes, "With your looks and your terrible Mandarin, you want to be an actor?" And in front of Will's eyes, the casting agent squashes his resume and dumps it in the trash can. Will doesn't know what to do, so he hesitates for a few seconds, and then he runs over, bends down, and digs through the trash to grab his resume in front of a room full of agents and other actors. He has to pull out his resume and uncrease it because he can't afford to print another one. The industry was looking for that cookie cutter, conventionally attractive and soft-spoken, but Will had kung fu skills, a bad haircut, and some dreams. So for years, he just keeps pushing into more auditions, even when his friends are laughing at him. And then one day, he finally gets called into the lead role of this movie called Blind Shaft, which is a little unfortunately named, but it sounds like it's supposed to be a wholesome coming-of-age story that inspires people to not reuse that sock. I don't know, okay? But like, just...
What? Again, like the humor this time around. But like, I doubt that that's what the movie's about.
It's a good movie.
Apparently, it's a really good movie. It was shot 700 feet deep in the actual coal mines, and Will's lead role was playing this young boy who becomes the target of a group of men that want to murder him for money.
So
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool, though probably not up to safety code if we're talking about like in the coal mines. Like coal mines are already not safe, right? But they're trying to film a movie there. That probably could have been dangerous.
okay, do you want to know the premise?
Sure.
She's like, no. So it's a group of these undermining workers. Their whole thing was grab a random little kid from the street, bring them to work at the coal mine with them, telling them that this is my nephew.
And then when they die, you get money?
Yes. So they will kill these kids in the mine and then go for the insurance money from these mine people. Wang Baoqiang is the next kid that they recruited as their little nephew. And Wang Baoqiang just was so nice to them. He's like, you guys are saving me, giving me an opportunity. So he will go buy food for them, treat them so well. And then one of the killers starting to treat Wang Baoqiang like a real nephew because Wang Baoqiang was so freaking kind. And then the other one wants to kill Wang Baoqiang for insurance money. So the ending was the two actually killed each other in the mine. And Wang Baoqiang walked out alive. And his role is always this type of like very innocent village boy role.
And he ate it up, apparently.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was professional. He was good under pressure. I mean, like I said, it's 700 feet deep in a real coal mine. So he's like living that life. I mean, not really.
Yeah, like again, even less safe because we're putting a kid down there because he was young there, right? Like really?
But you get it. It's the environment is rough. It's not like a set and then you walk off and you're in Hollywood, right?
Granted, I think like kids actually working the coal mines was / probably is still a thing. So, oof.
The whole movie. He was only 19. The movie won him the title of Best New Actor at the Golden Horse Awards. That is equivalent to winning an Oscar at 19 for his first big acting role. But his next role is even bigger. Mr. Butt, what's wrong with you? Why are you laughing so much? Mr. Butt, it is called A World Without Thieves. Have you heard of it?
A World Without Thieves.
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
I
Butt.
told you about this movie.
Okay.
Do you know which movie?
Mr. Butt, I do not recall.
A train, a bunch of thieves.
Correct.
Do you recall? They try to
No.
steal money from this innocent boy. Trains back then, a lot of thieves. They just be stealing people's stuff. There's two big groups of thieves on this train, and there's an innocent village boy.
Okay.
He worked his whole year to bring some cash home for his whole family to celebrate Chinese New Year. Two groups. One group really liked the boy because this boy is so innocent. His belief is there's no thief in the world. He believes in the perfect world. So one group of thieves decide to protect this boy's dream of there's no bad people in the world. And then the other group trying to steal his money. So this innocent boy just like going through the journey on this train. Meanwhile, these two groups of thieves are like literally trying to kill each other and going through some crazy tricks, trying to steal the money, return the money, steal the money, return the money. This whole train ride.
Wow.
So good. So good. One of the best movies.
Whoa. And then every next movie that Will did just started breaking records. It's like he had a hammer, and every couple of years he would go on a rampage just demolishing box offices. Will was like every director's lucky charm. It's like a guarantee. If Will is in your project, it's going to make a ton of money. Some of his biggest roles were Never Say Never, Detective Chinatown, and Lost in Thailand. And eventually, Will opens up his own production agency, which is kind of the highlight of his career. He finally made all of his dreams come true, and he made his parents proud. His company is like a symbol of his career. But now the company is shut down because Mara accused Will of tax evasion, which, by the way, Will actually paid all of his taxes on time. In fact, at one point, he even took out a loan to make sure that he paid taxes.
How does that work? How do you take out a loan to pay taxes? Don't you have to pay taxes on the loan? I've never taken out a loan, so I don't know how that works. But I feel like, don't you have to pay taxes on that too? I was gonna say though, of course he has this company, right, for this stuff, but then like he hires an agent and that like just ruined all of that. So got this big agency to do all this kind of stuff, then hire this guy, just doesn't get him any jobs anymore whilst, stealing his wife.
But that didn't matter because now the whole world is thinking Will is an abuser and a tax thief. This is probably the lowest point in Will's life. He lost half of his family in like a day. He lost all of his supporters. He lost all of his money. And if Will even wanted to open his phone to read the news, all he would see were just articles about his messy relationship.
I mean, don't forget that his own cousin, she said like half his family, so I'm thinking maybe even like people outside of just a cousin don't think he's in the right either, which that's kind of rough. Again, hopefully the kids were with him through all that, so he at least had them.
But the worst part were the fan theories. Remember how netizens thought Will's sons didn't look like Will? That his birth date was a little suspicious?
I forgot we kind of just glossed over that. We didn't actually find out if they are or aren't. So oof, again, like, they might not even be his children. Even if they are with him, keeping him company. like something to keep his mind off of what's going on. They might not even be his children.
There was a conspiracy that Will's son was actually Song's biological son. Because Mara had been dating Song before she met Will. Mara is the reason Will even hired Song as his agent. Song wasn't even a fucking agent. He was an intern.
Okay, so she was dating him before she even met this guy. So was this a team effort to snatch this guy? Because they're dating, like he must have known that she was going to marry him, right? So was this a tactic by both of them to screw him over? For whatever
this is
reason,
insane.
for money, I'm guessing.
Song wasn't even a fucking agent. He was an intern. Okay, this is insane because there were some rumors that Mara and Song were college sweethearts and that they were old flames or whatever, but none of that is true. Mara met Song when they were both working as interns at the Beijing news station, and I have no fucking clue what Mara sees in this guy. He's objectively not good looking. I don't know what Mara saw in him, and honestly, they didn't even date for that long. So I have no idea why Mara wanted to keep sharpening that pencil. I mean, Will is objectively a better catch. He's financially stable. He has a solid career. He's so sweet. He's so nice, and he doesn't look like he has a pigeon nesting on his head. Okay? I don't know what kind of espresso Song had that Mara was so thirsty for, but after she meets Will, she's like, let me marry this man. Okay, keep this one in the back room. You know what I mean? That's what she does. So for 10 years, they're porking whenever Will's not home, and it's almost like she doesn't even try to hide it. She posted Song on her Weibo all the time. She made one post with the caption, "My lover has always been good to me." And then she had the audacity to tag both her husband and her husband's agent.
Wow, she's like publicly. Wow.
I think they get off on humiliating Will. Like, you cannot be this Delulu right now. Every photo that Mara posts with Will, Song is always in the photo, and Mara would.
He's up front as well. That doesn't really matter because they're Wong and Mara are next to each other, but obviously Song is more prominent.
Be leaning towards Song instead of Will.
Wow.
And you would think,
Yeah, okay, well, we got this picture. I was hoping we'd see this picture, so I didn't have to like bring it up earlier. But again, it's hard to tell, but I feel like she is taller than him, and that is like a stereotype of women not liking short guys, and he is considerably shorter than. Actually, can I just get a better line than this? Like, I need this. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. And then that's up there. So yeah, very much taller than them. Again, she may even be taller. She might be wearing heels, though, actually. So that might not matter. But again, maybe she's just really into tall guys. Tall, cringe dudes.
okay, at least she only did this on her private Weibo page, right? It's not like she did the same thing at really public events. She did. Song was also married, okay? And the woman Song was married to, we need to put some respect on her name. Her name is Yuna. Put some respect, okay? Because she is.
Okay, wait, what's going on?
Like she did the same thing at really public events. She did. Song was also married, okay? And the woman Song was married to, we need to put some respect on her name. Her name is Yuna. Put some respect, okay? Because she is about to single-handedly drag Will's name out of the mud. Let me tell you.
Okay, interesting. So the woman that we're just going to refer to him as homewrecker now. The woman that the homewrecker was married to actually came in to save the person who got homewrecked, is what we're saying. We're saving the main character here, Wong.
About Yuna, because we haven't talked about her in the story at all so far, but she's been here since day one. Okay, maybe not day one. Song met her after Will and Mara got married, which is a little sus. Some netizens theorize that Song was using Yuna as his cover to not be weird around Will.
Okay, so he is actually... So they're married at this point. So he's cheating on his wife with Mara. Whilst also... And then Mara's cheating on Wong with Song. So we have mutual cheating happening here. So two people are getting screwed over. Is this some sort of... going to turn into some sort of like crazier story where, okay... Song and Mara get divorced, run off with each other with all of Wong's money, but then Wong and V, because I forgot her name, so Wong and V actually connect over the mutual affair that happens, and then now they're married. That would be a story and a half, right?
That's literally what Song was doing, is what netizens speculate, which is horrible to do to another person. But like, Song and Mara could not even hide it at Song's wedding. Okay, we don't have a photo evidence of this, but apparently a few people noticed that Mara and Song were cozying up to each other during Song's wedding ceremony to Yuna. And that's not even the worst part. Allegedly,
Oh, I called her V. It's Yuna. So yeah, Yuna, not V.
Song and Mara wore matching outfits to the wedding.
Song and Mara.
Yeah, so, okay, Yuna's wearing a white wedding dress.
Right.
Song is wearing this pastel baby blue suit, tuxedo. And Mara's dress is the exact shade of blue. It's
Oh
not
my
even
gosh.
it's not even baby blue, because I feel like baby blue is a common color. This is like very light pastel,
I was gonna say like powder blue.
almost satiny blue.
Wow. I mean, if they're getting off on these cryptic Weibo posts, yeah,
They're getting
they
off on
totally
this.
do that. They're totally doing this.
And maybe it sounds like a little nitpicking, but
I guess we don't have the picture of Mara's blue dress. We only have his.
it was suspicious enough for Song's new bride, Yuna, to pick up on it. She's an acting agent, but she was born to be a detective. She could immediately smell some bullshit. I mean, look at her in her wedding photo. This looks like the face of a woman who smells bullshit. And as soon as she gets back home, she's still in her wedding dress. She's doomsday prepping for divorce. She's snooping on Song's phone for years, like almost 10 years. She's collecting receipts. Every time Song
10
falls asleep.
years?
Okay, for like years. Every time Song falls asleep, Yuna is opening his phone and texting herself screenshots. Every time he comes back from a business trip, she's digging through his pockets and keeping hotel receipts. Yuna even installs hidden CCTV cameras in her own home and catches Song and Mara in Yuna's own bed, porking
No
it
way.
on.
I was gonna say like without actual like anything actually happening, she just seems like a crazy lover, right? Who can't trust the other. Because that's obviously like crazy things to do. You know, constantly snooping, literally putting hidden cameras in your house, try to do stuff. But obviously, he was a bad guy, so it is justified only because like the evidence was found.
Live CCTV.
No freaking way.
Yeah. And Yuna was just going to use the receipts to divorce Song at first, but then she finds a text conversation where Song and Mara are talking about ruining Will's reputation, and at one point, Yuna realizes this is going to go a lot deeper than just a affair. Like, this is some serious shit. They're planning to take him for every penny he's worth. This part is so weird, but Mara really wants to catch Will cheating on her, and she was literally hoping that her husband was cheating on her so that she could catch him in the act and expose him online to ruin his career. Mara and Song, they spent years literally plotting to steal Will's money and ditch him. This was their endgame, but Will never did anything wrong. He genuinely was an unproblematic king. Mara even installed CCTV cameras in Will's home without him knowing, and Song was the one monitoring the cameras. Every few weeks, Mara would text him, "Did you get anything?" And he would just reply, "Nothing much. Just got his mom and sister taking a bath."
What do you mean? Why do you have that? Where are you putting these cameras? You put cameras in the restroom? You think that's where it's gonna happen? Like what? Hello? I feel like if we have this information, you can't just like say that. I feel like his mom and sister should be mad now, right? Because that footage is somewhere. So what happened there? We need the story of like what they had to say about that.
Which is so incredibly inappropriate, but also pretty sure that's really illegal.
Yep.
Eventually, they come up with the idea that if Will isn't going to bring women home, they're going to bring the woman to Will. Mara starts hiring paid actresses to try and seduce Will on his
Oh my
sets.
god, this woman is crazy.
But he literally only has eyes for Mara.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is crazy.
So Mara allegedly got so desperate that she bought voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls.
Oh yeah, so, like I remember this. Something at the beginning was like crazy. So like, what do you mean voodoo? Also, why voodoo? Why voodoo in China?
I don't know what she's doing with the voodoo dolls, but all of this is happening. Mara's slowly transferring all of Will's assets to her own name. She would transfer cash, property. Somehow she got Will to sign over 90% of the ownership of his production company to her, which is insane. And Mara is planning on bleeding Will dry. She and Song are getting ready to sell Will's company, basically his life's work, so that they can turn a profit. The plan was as soon as they sold the company and bled him dry, they're going to throw him out like a used tampon. And they almost got away with it. They're about to sell Will's company when Yuna shows up, bonks them with receipts, and she bonks Song with divorce papers. Yuna was just waiting for the perfect moment to spill the receipts, and now is the right moment. This is so iconic. Yuna leaks all of these receipts to a huge Chinese tabloid so the whole country can see Mara clowning herself in a hotel room with Song. The Chinese tabloid posts a video of Mara and Song in the hotel room. There's literally a photo of Mara completely naked, tits about to fall out. The only thing holding it together is a bath towel. Daddy don't know. Mommy's getting some in a hotel room right now. This is the photo that ends up just killing Mara's career and puts Song behind bars. Yuna.
Oh, he actually went to jail. I'm guessing for the candid footage, though. Isn't that kind of Mara's thing? Even though Song, I guess, was like watching it, but shouldn't Mara also be in trouble for that? I want to hear all that again.
Yuna was just waiting for the perfect moment to spill the receipts, and now is the right moment. This is so iconic. Yuna leaks all of these receipts to a huge Chinese tabloid so the whole country can see Mara clowning herself in a hotel room with Song. The Chinese tabloid posts a video of Mara and Song in the hotel room. There's literally a photo of Mara completely naked, tits about to fall out. The only thing holding it together is a bath towel. Daddy don't know. Mommy's getting some in a hotel room right now. This is the photo that ends up just killing Mara's career and puts Song behind bars. Yuna has evidence that Song stole $50,000 from Will, which is embezzlement, because Will was Song's boss. So Song gets sent to prison for 4 years.
Okay, so embezzlement.
I believe he was just released last year. But unfortunately, we're not done, because Mara still has some clowning to do. First of all, she's clowning herself because she was on Song's side the whole time. She was going on about how Will was abusive, how she loves Song, and how he was so good to her and the kids. But the moment...
Okay, so she's gonna try to save face now that she's been caught in the act. And Song's in jail. Where I guess she couldn't be using him too, but is she just gonna like turn coat immediately, even though this man's supposed to be here like her soulmates at this point?
The moment she hears Song got the orange treatment going to jail, Mara comes up with a whole new backstory. She's like reworking it in real time.
Let me guess, it was all him, and he was like holding her hostage, and she couldn't do anything because he was gonna like, I don't know, kill her or something.
And now she's saying that she's been a victim this whole time of Song.
Or it writes itself.
Song has been forcing her to be in a relationship with him and manipulating her into stealing Will's money. She loses all of her credibility. I mean, there's mountains of evidence against her, but she's still gonna clown herself. So let me tell you how she ends up in the hospital. The piggyback ride of hell. Here's what really happened. And we know this because Will has CCTV cameras installed in front of the house. They're filming the entrance of the house. One day, we see Miss Mara pop up wearing this big hoodie pulled over her head. Her face is covered with a mask. She walks up to the CCTV camera, which is mounted on the entrance door. And deadass on live footage, Mara's trying to reach up to the CCTV camera and knock it over.
Yeah, isn't there, like, why would she be doing that in front of people? I can't tell if that's the elevator or like a mirror, but like literally, who is this? I don't know if this person has anything to do with her. There's also, if that's, I don't know if this is a reflection or not, but if it's not a reflection, then there's another person there. I think it might be a reflection though.
She's hopping like a hard-struck Mario. You can't make this up. She never reaches the camera, but instead a pair of scissors falls out of her purse. Bro.
Pair of scissors? What? Is that what she used to cut herself?
I don't know what kind of...
I feel like I would be worried, right? Go back. Because if this woman is probably with her, right? But this woman wasn't with her. You have this person who's fully geared up, face completely obscured, jumping up and down like a weirdo. Scissors fall out of her pocket, which equals weapon. I would be like worried, right? Like, what is this woman about to do with these scissors?
I don't know what kind of Wattpad level of quirky clumsy that is, but I love that this was caught on CCTV. Mara rushes over to pick up the scissors, and when she runs inside Will's house... Now, we don't exactly know what happens, but Will's mom said that she was inside the house, minding her own business, when crazy Mara runs in, waving around a pair of scissors and screaming. Will's poor mom almost faints because what the fuck is happening? Will rushes to protect his mom. He doesn't physically even touch Mara, but he does...
Okay, so he's there too.
...threaten to call the cops and get her kicked out if she doesn't calm the fork down, and then Mara just flops over like a dead fish, pretends to faint.
What?
Will keeps asking her to leave, but she's pretending not to hear him. Like, hello? Will can't just grab her and throw her out the house. Like, that would make the situation so much worse. But he also can't just leave her roasting on his bedroom floor like roadkill on a hot Georgia day. So he calls the cops. The cops get there, and Mara still won't budge for 7 hours. Just playing dead on the bedroom floor. What is Bessie doing?
Really? Just laying on the ground for 7 hours? Like, how does she have the patience for that? Like, really? I mean, is she just like... self-destructing because her plan isn't going together right? Because it seems like she had this all figured out, but that doesn't seem put together. That seems like she's improvising and doesn't know what to do anymore.
For 7 hours. Like, what is she doing right now? She was literally posting pictures from Will's bedroom floor. This is what the police body cam footage looks like. It's just 3 cops standing around the room looking bored as fuck, and Mara's lying on the floor in the most dramatic position. I swear I see her fucking texting on her phone or some shit. Shut the fuck up right now. The cop has his hands held behind his back like, you can't pay me enough to get involved right now. Like, I'm just...
What, do they not have the right to just pick her up off the ground and take her out of here? I guess they just have to sit there and just watch. to make sure she doesn't do anything crazy, I guess. Just wasting their time.
Gonna stand here. It said that she eventually got bored of just laying there and then called an ambulance for
I don't know how she did. It took her 7 hours to get bored, like instead of 5 minutes. But okay.
herself.
Oh my god.
And at the hospital, she was giving the performance of her life, talking about how she just wanted to see her kids. Will beat her, held her hostage.
What 60? What did she say?
Her kids. Will beat her, held her hostage.
Hitting my 60-year-old mom. For the 5 of them beating. So that's what I'm saying. She said multiple people, and she does have some scrapes here and there, but there's no whelps, no swelling. You have 4 or 5, I assume, grown men beating you up to death, near death, and you kind of just you just have a few scrapes, you tripped on some asphalt and scraped up your hands, that's it. Terrifying.
And this became such a meme, this picture, that people were dressing up as injured Mara for Halloween. It was pretty bad. Yeah, that's why Mara was piggybacked out of the hospital, because someone told her that Will posted CCTV footage from inside the house, so she needs to stop clowning herself. Yeah, she's got that red shirt over her face because she was trying to hide the shame. By the way, I know we're laughing, but it's not funny at all. It's more how do these people exist? This is so scary. Genuinely, this cannot be real right now. It's kind of alarming that she is a real person. This is genuinely very serious. What Mara did is straight up psychopathic behavior. And it also makes other women look not serious when they have accusations like this. Will's mom was so stressed because of what happened that she got heart palpitations and ended up in the hospital. And that's when she found out she had cancer.
Oh my gosh.
She actually passed away 6 months later. Some people
Yeah, this guy just cannot catch a break.
said it was a lot of the stress. So yeah, people fucking hate Mara's guts, and for good reason. Mara and Will finalized their divorce a couple months later. Will got custody of their son, and
Okay, their son, but what about the other children? And also, what about his money? The millions. This guy has 14,000 in the bank.
Mara kept custody of the daughter, which a lot of netizens did not like. Mara also got off pretty easy. She got $7 million in assets, plus Will's...
She got $7 million in assets. Committed adultery. I don't know if that's illegal there, but if she did, committed a crime, right? The camera things, right? Which she had to put them in the house. So someone had to put them in the house, not Song. So recording people in private situations, not in trouble. All the whatever lists of stuff that I'm forgetting that she did. And she's oh yeah, here. Get divorced, take $70 million in assets from this man after already taking everything else.
A lot of netizens did not like. Mara also got off
Also getting his daughter as well.
pretty easy. She got $7 million in assets, plus Will's property in LA, probably because he knew what was going on in there and he didn't want to be involved. And that tells me a lot. He's still so wholesome. The most embarrassing thing is that Mara tried to get famous after this. She tried to be a live streamer. Yeah, a few years ago when Chinese live streaming was popping, Mara tried to be a live streamer. She only made it a few minutes into the live stream before the comments were flooded with stuff like, silence is golden, netizens are already tired of hating you, disappearing from the internet is your best choice, Song wouldn't want you, no man in this world would want you. Yeah, but she's been real quiet ever since then. And it's said that she never remarried. Some people speculate that men are too scared to marry her. Some netizens are saying Will Smith should call her. I don't know what that means.
Will Smith should call her?
Yeah. Well, some netizens said it's because Will Smith and Will from China are the king of the cucks. They would...
I mean, we already talked about it earlier. Same thing happened with Will Smith, except Will and Jada are still together.
post Chinese Will's photo next to a hotel cuck chair. You know what a hotel cuck chair is?
No.
In a hotel, why is there always
There's a chair in the corner. That's what she's talking about. Where the bed is, I don't know if she's going to put up a picture. I'm not going to draw that. But it's just chair in the corner.
one armchair facing the bed? Like a lounge chair, and it's never facing the window. It's always facing the bed.
Oh my God.
That's where the cuck be sitting, and they be watching. But it's okay, because Will is out here thriving. I think both Wills are. I don't know. Okay, he's in a new relationship now with Fang Ching. She's a business.
Okay, some other person. I was hoping that him and Yuna would bond over the mutual trauma, ? But That's fine.
This baddie who runs her own 8-figure company, and she's gorgeous. She was the first runner-up in the Miss World pageant. Apparently, they've been going strong for 4 years, which is so cute. Will's career recovered too. One of his most recent movies, Never Say Never, is a movie that he directed and starred in and won like 4 awards. Best Film, Actor of the Year, Most Promising Director, Filmmaker of the Year. So yeah, Will is eating right now, and Mara wishes she was still relevant. And that is the story of how a famous Chinese actor almost lost everything because his wife, she wanted her D and she wanted to write it too.
Okay, so this is why she's like probably one of the most hated women.
Like the Carla Panini of China.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like if you really think about it, it's not only like she cheated, but this whole thing is plotted from the beginning. Like she was already kind of dating this other dude, saw Will, and then she's instantly like, let me just marry this guy that I don't even like, and I'm gonna spend years to drain
his funds.
drain his money, and then eventually just get out of here, walk away.
So it's not even like
I mean, she still got the money in the end. I mean, her man ended up in jail, if they're even going to end up back together. But I mean, she kind of did it. I mean, even if she can't show her face anymore, she has a bajillion dollars in property and assets and probably just money too. So technically, she still kind of won in the end, unfortunately. She's not like she got punished. The only punishment is like not being able to show her face in public, but does that really matter? Well, in semi-public, like online or whatever, does that really matter when she has probably enough money to live luxuriously for the rest of her life? Question mark.
like she fell in love and then was a despicable person
she
and had an
plotted
affair.
this for 10 years. She did this whole thing for 10 years. Like, imagine the trauma of that. Like,
That's
what
crazy.
did that?
Your whole life is a lie.
Exactly. Like, everything was not real. Yeah. It's crazy.
So, I mean, it makes sense that I was up till 1 a.m., no? Because that was crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? Please leave it in the comments. And again, we're not laughing because domestic violence accusations are funny. Okay, please. We're literally laughing because how is
She's
this
just
person
a clown.
real? Like, she cannot be real.
Yeah.
There's no way this is real behavior. Please let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts? And I will see
That is the end of that. Again, crazy story. At least he is still doing good. New girl and all that. But again, I feel like even after everything, I feel like she still kind of won. She still has 70 million bajillion dollars of stuff. So, oof. I do know that she has a new Rotten Mango video that went up today. I want to say she might have just posted a new Rotten Mango video like hours ago. Might have been like 4 hours ago at this point. Not 4 hours. It would have been even earlier. But yeah, I think she might have posted a new video today. But I had already like scheduled this Chinaverse video, so I was like, okay, I can't just switch it up. So I don't know when I'll get around to that. Tomorrow I have to do lease stuff. Then I don't know after that point how long it's going to be until we move. So again, I think I should just responsively stop doing rad videos for a while until I'm in the new house, the new apartment. So yeah, rad's going to be stopping for a bit. I don't know about the Duolingo and the Ring Fit. Those don't take me very long to do. Those might even stop. Like actually have days where I'm not actually uploading daily, which oof on that as well. But gotta do what you gotta do, right? But yeah, that's just like what's going on. So guys, we don't see any rad stuff for a while. Like, you know why? I've been mentioning it over and over again, but yeah, I might just stop now until we are settled down. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers, and think about becoming a member, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm working on watch time and subscribers, and shout out to members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and alexgkiller880. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. See ya.